Hey everybody, this is Shane again from Matrix Personalized Fitness, coming to you from outside of the studio today. Sometimes we get to, on beautiful days like this, we get to work with our clients out here, so that's always a fun thing. I wanted to talk a little bit about vision today, and a really interesting thing that the brain does, and a way that we check it. So if you ever have had trouble with depth perception, so if you're a person who has trouble catching a ball when it's coming towards you, or even issues in driving, trying to pick up where the other cars are in space, one of the reasons for this could be your vision. So we have two eyes for a reason. That's why two eyes allows us to gauge how far things are apart from each other. But sometimes our brain, for various reasons, will choose not to use the image from one eye. And when that happens, it's called monovision, and you're only even though both eyes are working, your brain is only seeing things through one of them. So we can find out how this works by using this cool pair of red and green glasses and this fancy flashlight that has 4 dots on it. A red one, 2 green ones, and a white one. So if you came into the studio and we thought suppression might be an issue, we'd have you put on these glasses and we'd have you look at the flashlight. If everything's working normally and both eyes are being picked up by the brain, you'll see all 4 dots. If that's not happening, what you'll see is either 2 dots, both red, meaning that you'd be looking through the right eye, which has the red lens, or you'd see 3 green dots. The 2 green ones, and then the one that's white would be filled in with the green because you're only looking through the left eye. From this simple test, we can determine at what distance your eyes are starting to turn on or off in vision. And then we have a way of training this. We have this fancy thing called a Broster. All this fancy thing is literally just a string with a couple different colored beads on it. When you use the string, all you do is you tie it off on one end, you bring the string to your nose, and you look down the length of it at the bead. Now you can't see it on the camera, but what's really interesting is that if your eyes are functioning properly, you'll see the bead, and then you'll see 2 strings coming into it, and 2 strings going out of the bead like an X. Okay? The reason for this is, again, your brain's getting image from 2 different eyes, so it's seeing the string from 2 different places. They merge together, and then they split apart going the opposite way as the eye continues looking down those directions. So by using this tool, we can retrain your eye to see that X at the bead as it works. So if we're looking down the bead and we're only seeing a single string going in and a single string going out, that means that you're not picking up vision from one of the eyes. To retrain the brain, we do things like reaching out and tapping the bead, or by bouncing the string. And what that does is, as the ball starts to move from bouncing the string, your brain has to pay more attention. It has to figure out what's going on. And so it turns on the other eye so that you can figure out what's happening at the bead. Through practicing this, the brain will start to learn, oh hey, it is pretty important that I should keep that eye turned on, and it might start to do so on a regular basis. By reaching out and touching the bead as you're doing things, you're engaging other systems, your proprioceptive system, which is where your body is in space. By engaging all these other systems, again, it's waking up the brain and saying, hey, you're not seeing things the way they actually are. Let's try and figure out how to integrate everything and turn things back on once again. So if you ever have any issues with catching a ball, or issues when driving about knowing where cars are, or anything else that might be involved in depth perception, give us a call, come on in, we'll give you this simple screening, find out how well your eyes are working, and if you're having some issues, we'll train them back to work. Thanks a lot.